But first, former President Bill Clinton set to testify about his ties to Jeffrey Epstein a day after Hillary Clinton's testimony. The former Secretary of State says she repeatedly denied ever knowing Epstein or going to his Highland home or offices.
I never met Jeffrey Epstein, never had any connection or communication with him. I knew Ghislaine Maxwell casually as an acquaintance. But whatever they asked me, I did my very best to respond. They asked literally the same questions over and over again, which didn't seem to me to be very productive.
Now Clinton says if the committee's serious about learning the truth, it would ask President Trump, quote, directly under oath about the tens of thousands of times he shows up in the Epstein files. ABC's Peter Haralambous and ABC News legal contributor Brian Buckmeyer are here for more on that. So, Peter, what more are you learning about what Hillary Clinton told the committee yesterday?
Yeah, according to the former secretary, this was repetitive, unproductive, and at times completely off topic. She said that she never met Jeffrey Epstein, she knew nothing about him, and a lot of these big questions she was asked, questions about how he was able to ingratiate himself with members of public, important members of government, of high society, how he was able to evade justice, she really just didn't have answers to. We'll get a better sense, though, of this when we actually get the full video of the deposition. We could get that as early as today.
Brian, assuming what Clinton is saying is true, why would the committee keep asking the same questions over and over again? Is that a strategy?
It could be, Diane. I would say like this. As a defense attorney for over a decade, and especially a public defender, I've cross-examined a lot and taught a lot of cross-examinations. And when you have someone asking the same question over and over again, it's one of two things. Either they're not good at asking questions or they're trying to lay a trap. They're trying to get at a specific answer from every angle that a person could wiggle out of to lock them in a truth. And then especially when Bill Clinton is expected to testify today, maybe they're going to try to use that answer to incriminate him or both of them in one way, shape, or form.
Peter, what does the committee want to hear from former President Clinton today?
Yeah, there's certainly a lot more to talk about when it comes to the former president. Some things that might come up, the fact that Clinton used Epstein's plane for 26 different flights, 4 different international trips in the early 2000s. These photos we saw last year released showing Clinton in a pool, for example, with an unknown female. And whether or not he knew anything about Jeffrey Epstein's crimes when they were associated together in the early 2000s. A lot more to talk about compared to what they asked the secretary about yesterday.
And Brian, the committee chair, James Comer, says Hillary Clinton responded, I don't know, you'll have to ask my husband, more than a dozen times. So how much weight does that now put on Bill Clinton's testimony?
I would say a lot of weight. And again, going back as a defense attorney, I hear that answer, and I think to myself, how can I use that against the former president? And I think it's fairly easy. You ask the question of, why do you think your wife gave this answer about this particular incident? Did something happen there? Was she there? Well, if nothing happened, why, when I asked her this question, she told me I should go ask you? Who's lying here? And I think a simple chain of questions like that could actually hurt one or both of them in terms of how they might testify.
Brian Buckmeyer, Peter Haralambous, thank you both.